This video is going to show you some pencil techniques for your drawing. So you're probably at the point to where you're ready to practice a skill. You've already got some sketches for your project and now you're ready to sort of practice some skill, and I've told you you should practice shading with colored pencils in order to plan out the next phase of your project. So what I'm going to teach you here is how to create some depth with colored pencils. So instead of just drawing one color over the whole whatever your project is, so here's a half-done bulldog, I'm going to show you how to make it look more three-dimensional just using the color. Okay? So first thing you should do is decide what color you're going to use. So I have this quick little sketch of a bulldog drawn here, and I've decided for this I'm going to use sort of browns. So I went and I got 3 different browns. I got a really dark brown. This is burnt. You don't have to get these colors. These are just examples. I got a dark brown. I got a medium, like a sort of medium brown, and then I got a very like light, almost tan color brown. When you're deciding your colors, you can use the color wheel, okay? So it can be helpful to like choose colors within the same family. So you might have like a red as one of your your middle tone, but then you might choose like a really dark purple as your darker tone, and even like a pink as your light tone. So you just need to sort of experiment until you find what you think you want. Or you could go straight down a color and get a tint, a tone, and a shade, just matching it with the color pencils. But anyway, you're going to choose a dark, light, and medium and light. And I think it's good to go ahead and label them, so kind of experiment with it. And the first thing you're going to do is just make sure that's the color you're going to want to use in your project. And we're going to practice a technique called burnishing. So what burnishing means is that these pencils are actually made of like a waxy substance. So they blend really well. So here I'm like taking my light color and I'm kind of just putting it on the very bottom corner. And I'm kind of going dark towards the edges, but I'm sort of releasing the pressure to go a little bit lighter in the middle. And I'm also using circular motions. I'm not going like this. I have my pencil over to the side and I'm kind of going in a circle. That way you won't see your pencil marks as much. Then I'm going to come back over with and you need to make sure your pencils are sharpened or this won't work very well. So go ahead and sharpen them first. Then I'm going to come over. So if you haven't stopped the video already, go ahead and stop the video. Go get some colors to experiment with so that you can do this as I do it. Okay, we should be back with our color pencils. Okay, so now when I'm coming with my second color, I'm actually going over the lighter color a little bit, okay? So I'm in circular motion. I'm taking this middle tone brown and I'm actually going over the lighter brown so that there's going to be like a gradient. So you're not going to tell. It's not going to be like a hard brown here and then it's going to be a hard tan here. It's going to fade into each other. Okay. Then I'm going to take my darker brown, start on the other corner. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in a circular motion, and I'm actually going to go over that lighter brown. So I've got this really dark brown at the corner, but I'm going to go over that lighter brown. And then I keep doing it. So I come back with my middle tone brown, and I just kind of go over the center. All right, and then I come back with my lighter brown. And I'm not going all the way up here with my lighter brown, but I am kind of coming into that middle tone so that it blends. I'm going to come back with my darker and do a bit more there, so that you're going to have something that looks a bit like this, okay? So that you can see there's a change from the lighter value to the darker value. Then it comes time to do it with your drawing. So here I've got this bulldog, and I know that my outlines are going to be in this darker brown. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of take a section. All right, and this is a big wrinkle of the bulldog, so I know I want to give it a little bit of shape, just like when we shaded the sphere. All right, I'm going to kind of put the dark brown on the edge, and then I'm going to lighten up my pressure a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to go to my middle tone brown, just like I did with my square. And you should be in a circular motion, circular motion, circular motion. And I'm going into the dark brown a little bit, and I'm even going over that dark brown, okay? So I'm circular motion with that middle tone brown Then I'll take my light brown here in the center. All right, and I'm going to take that light brown into the middle tone brown. See, now there's a big, that's kind of like a very dramatic shift still between this light brown and dark brown. I want something more like this, and it just takes a little bit of time. It just means you're coming back with that middle brown again, and you're going to go over that light, okay, until you have something that is a bit more subtle. All right, it doesn't change. So that gives our bulldog a little definition. Then you'll come back and you'll kind of clean up your lines a little bit. You'll take that dark brown and make sure, see how there's a little part coming out there. I'll make sure that's all clean. You will have to decide if you want to do a black outline or not. So here on this side, I've decided to do a big black outline. Here, that one has the black outline and this one doesn't. So it just depends on what kind of look you're going for. So same thing, let's say you're drawing the school building. All right, you could choose different shades of blue. This one I didn't like so much because I couldn't get the black to actually blend as much as I wanted to. But you'll have to decide. Now, you don't have to use this technique. Some people, like here's an example. So like I was thinking about doing the outside of the building. So on this side, I just did a plain color. So I just did just the blue, and I had a really hard pressure. And on this side, I did the gradient. So I kind of did a dark, a light, and middle, like turquoise color. All right, and it's very different look. You might want this sort of clean look, and then you can come back and go over it with a dark color pencil if you wanted to outline the edges. You could do that with both sides, though. You don't have, just because you're doing different colors, you don't have to leave the outline out. It's up to you. So these are the techniques I want you to try. I want you to take your drawings and I want you to practice and plan out the colors that you're going to use. Go ahead and mark and label the colors that you're using, because when you come back the next day, you need to make sure you find that exact color. So practice this. Do a couple of squares first. Practice this technique of burnishing. Then go on to your actual sketch. Practice the technique and plan out what you're going to do. After that, you should come and probably get your final check before moving on to your project.